So last time our paths were betwixt, I talked in really vague terms about Adobe Illustrator under the false pretense of making it simple. There is no way to make Illustrator simple. For now, I'm stepping away from Illustrator and moving to something I'm at least vaguely qualified to talk about, Adobe Premiere Pro, spelled with an E, because I learned that was how it was spelled writing the script. Instead of being for graphic design related activities, Premiere is for video editing, like for YouTube or other uploading sites. Premiere Pro is a lot different from Illustrator, because unlike Illustrator, it's relatively not that complicated to use, which means 1, I can give you much more useful information about it in a shorter amount of time, and 2, it has to compensate in some way, which means it breaks. Often. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Premiere Pro is a fickle mistress. If you don't give it the exact file type from the right location of your computer with the exact compression requirements, Premiere will simply not accept your file, which is really cool when you want to edit a video but you accidentally recorded 4 hours of footage and now the file is like 30 gigabytes. Yes, I'm still mad about that. Something else to know about the beast you'll be working with. If you need a file from an external storage device, be it a flash drive, an SD card, or an external hard drive, you need to have that device connected to your computer, and you cannot disconnect it at any point of the process. Your files will break instantly and become super susceptible to being corrupted. Okay, with that in mind, I'm going to play it safe and just mess with the sample media for examples, and... what the hell? Wait, this one's funny. Okay, so grab the clips you want and click create, and it's going to throw you into a screen, and I swear it's different every time you make a new project. Thankfully, you can mix and match the panels you want by closing and opening new ones. If you click the 3 lines by the title of any panel, you can open a Dropbox, and from there you can close the panel by pressing the close panel button. Really in-depth stuff, I know. Could help you if you close the timeline or video playback things. Technically, there's no right way to set up your editing layout, but there are definitely wrong ways. And at this point, you might be screaming at your monitor, "Holy shit, get to the editing part, none of this matters!" Now listen. I'm just trying to tell you helpful stuff that you'll be pissed that you didn't find out before it becomes a problem, like getting used to the default Premiere Pro layout. But yeah, now that we're on the second page of the script, we can talk about doing stuff to your video. Or the first question you probably want to ask yourself is, should you edit this? When you're looking at a segment of a video, you're gonna want to see whether or not you should even make an edit to the clip. Whether or not you should depends on the context of what kind of video you're making. If you're making a shitpost like I'm about to do, you'll probably want to make an edit. So let's say we only want, like, X part of a clip. That's where the only tool in Premiere Pro rears its ugly head. That's a joke. I like this guy. It's the razor tool. No, we're not doing that again. It's the razor tool. It doesn't shave your patchy facial hair, no, but it does cut out parts of the video you're editing. You take the tool, and you click where you want the clip to stop or start, and remove the other part of the clip. If you're working with a longer recording, where you either record one long game session that lasted 4 hours, or you decided to record all of your lines for this video in one take, my scriptwriting me really hopes I do that, honestly, and just for the record, I am. You need to make a cut at both the start and end of the segment you wish to isolate. Please don't select and delete the entire rest of your recording. You need those takes. You do not want to import a 4-hour recording again. I think my little skit needs some audio. And in order to do... What pulse got an automatic pulse error? And in order to do that, I'm going to use my personal method, which is just dragging the file from File Explorer into this A2 file, which stands for Audio 2. Originally, I had a joke here about A1 sauce, but I can't use it anymore because the track I use for external audio is A2. God damn. So let's just drag in a clip here. It's perfect. We should probably also add some text, huh? Okay, click the old T button. This allows you to T. It makes text show up on an upper layer, called Video 2. Obviously, it's a bit more complicated than that, but you're just kind of repeating this process for every clip you want, then putting all those clips together. Speaking of, I should probably talk about importing files. Okay, so you see this doohickey in the top left? The big one that says import? Yeah, click on it. You're gonna be taken here, and it's going to lag heavy, because rendering files is hard, isn't it, File Explorer? This is honestly self-explanatory from here. Find a file you want, click this box inside of the box with the file icon, and it'll select it. Then you can click this shiny blue button over there. After that, you'll probably notice a distinct lack of the clip you just imported. But if you take a look over here, you'll see a new tab is opened on the timeline. Clicking there reveals that Premiere was trying to fool you all along, and is in fact hiding those files you wanted inside of an entirely separate timeline. Now this may sound daunting, but the process is simple. Select the files, click and hold, and drag them to the other timeline. Make sure they have room and don't overlap with any files in the timeline you're moving it to. If you try to place them overlapping, the new file will overwrite the old one, causing your clip to be, as the kids say, messed up. And that's about everything I'm actually qualified to talk about, and what fits neatly into this chaotic-ass script. Editing is a very context-sensitive process, whereas in one situation you may not need to edit a clip at all, which could happen if you were editing a podcast or a lower-effort gameplay channel or something. And in another situation, you could be spending days, months even, on just one clip of your video, and it'll be like that for every clip on your video. With that said, don't make hyper-edited videos on your first editing attempts. Make simple stuff like landscape compilations or let's plays. Vine Boom.